system sounds so they can still alert me. Okay. I'll hear if they ready check. Okay. This is Gibbles' video. He released this a while ago. Hold on. Shush. 8 days ago. God damn. This has been in my like watch list for a while. All right. So for quick context, why I'm late on a lot of React content, I was sick, and I literally lost my voice for a while, so I couldn't really even talk. So this is why I'm kind of. But I did want to watch this video on stream, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my whole explanation. Gibbles released another video, something about the problem with dungeons in 14.
Weak sauce, excuse Loki go
You-
3 meow.
You keep your mouth shut.
Why make scripted content when I can just rant about how much I don't like Endwalker? This gets way more views. I was an idiot. Why did
I
I
mean,
do this before?
I guess you should.
Mom said it's my turn now. It's my turn.
Mom said it's my turn.
Dungeons in Final Fantasy XIV are fairly straightforward, and they all follow the same formula. Add pull, boss, add pull, boss.
The video is really low. It is max volume.
Even the dungeons that try to break from that mold are...
Also, yeah, I do agree. Every dungeon has the same formula now, and very rarely will differentiate. It's always like 2 trash packs, boss, 2 trash pack, boss.
The exact same, but you gotta pick up a key along the way. Like Hake Manor.
Hello. Hello. Hi. Hello. Hello there. Hi there. Hello. Okay. Apparently, you cannot marry the cat girl. That's
Oh, man.
That's a non-starter there. Let's go over here.
I hate that mechanic in a dungeon when you cannot marry the cat girl.
Seems like there's really nothing interesting over there.
Yeah, fighting the keys isn't like always obvious, considering like you like finding the keys are specifically in the most tedious areas, like the pirate area where you have to find one key, get it off of the boss, then get to the door, or the hockey matter where you actually have to go through the entire labyrinth. The mechanics is shit, so useless. It is, but if they were a bit more interesting, like for example, if the dungeon wasn't as linear, you go kill one boss, the boss drops a key, you go back to the main room and you can open the next door, or for example, you can change the order depending which boss you kill first, something like that. That could work. But yeah, the key mechanics we got at the moment are kind of eh.
Just trying to double check.
Just trying to double check.
I think this flaw with the dungeon design has been exacerbated by the trust system. Some dungeon changes have been pretty...
Sorry for pausing. Do the trust NPCs actually look for keys? Or... actually don't know. Do we have trust in Realm Reborn?
Pretty good. Like removing the sticky floors in Thousand Moss, and simplifying the second boss of Copperbell. Some of them... not so much. While my problem with the dungeon design is mostly with the sameness of the overall dungeon, some of the interactions inside the bosses have been dumbed down. Keeper of the Lake is a really good example of this. The first boss used to drop bombs that you had to interact with, pushing them away to create a safe area.
Yeah, I remember that.
Similar to how the Brayflock's hard mode final boss has. And but when you get to Midgard Stormer, he's been
off topic, but I do like the rain ASMR. You know, I like the sounds of rain in the background.
incredibly simplified to nothing but dodge mechanics. It used to be multiple dragons that he would summon that had different mechanics that you had to interact with and deal with, that you had to DPS down, and they added depth to the fight. And then a drone.
To be fair, those specific like dragon mechanics were like a bit daft to figure out for newer players, so I can see why they dumped them down. The issue is like, isn't that the mechanics are very easy? Is that they skipped like a few steps between what they were before and what they are now. Oh boy, Keeper of the Lake was such a pain. Yeah, exactly. People would not understand how to tank the last boss. Yeah, exactly. It's like you won't figure it out. It's not as obvious for some people.
One would drop down at the end of a DPS check, and you'd have to activate it in order to survive the main boss attack.
Yep. I wiped this so many times when I was first doing this dungeon. It was just confusing. There was like targets, there was the boss, there was like some shields, some outbeam drops. Like, it was difficult to figure out what the hell to do. I only remember some people in the dungeon were just telling me, tank him far, tank him close. And I still had no idea what they were talking about. See, the number of mechanics for this boss fight, I feel like is just... There's just too many of them.
In fact, all of the
And it's
worms
difficult to figure
have had their
out
fight
what
simplified.
to actually do.
Nidhogg used to have
Old
a
Summoner
minion
Hap,
in the
yeah.
middle of the fight that needed to be healed and protected, which added depth to the fight. And
Oh yeah,
an
Estinian
additional
fine.
mechanic for healers, and it made sense thematically. The entire dungeon, Estinian is fighting Nidhogg alone until you get to him.
To be fair, it's hard to figure out that you have to heal Estinian. Like, my honest opinion, if mechanics like that happen, same with DSR. This dungeon and DSR. If a new healable target appears, add it to your party list. Just as a temporary thing. Just like add him to the party list. Don't make us search and click on him. It's like, it's very tedious. It's literally extra work to find the lost puppy to heal. Like, I shouldn't have to find the target to, you know, put it on focus just to be able to do the mechanic. It's like, just add it temporarily to the party list. Similar to pets, for example.
Racevelgers Arena. It used to be amazing. It used to function similar to the Hullbreaker Isle boss, with different platforms you had to jump between. There were 2 different ads that...
What is the Racevelgar fight right now, guys? Chad, does anyone know what's the Racevelgar? Because I haven't done it. I haven't been in the dungeon since dinosaurs roamed the earth, so I have no idea what they changed. I know they did change it, I just don't know what to.
function differently, that thematically they were based on Racevelger and Shiva, an ice crystal enemy, and dragon heads.
Yeah, I remember this. This was pretty cool. Man, no more plant form jump. So it's just a big area.
The fight felt epic, and now it just feels very generic. He has a half-room cleave, Ockmorn, Tank Buster, and Puddles, and it's very generic.
And this
To be fair, it is generic, but these are the mechanics they put into DSR. You get familiar with these mechanics, and obviously I'm not defending the dungeon. The dungeon should be more fun. But these are the mechanics they added to DSR, and they didn't just simplify the dungeon, they also related it to DSR. So there's a certain connection between dots. But obviously, if you're not someone who does, you know, Ultimates or DSR, you probably don't give a shit. You would just want a fun dungeon. But they should have probably added like more mechanics to that. What could they add? Probably some exaflares.
Repetition of reusing old mechanics over and over on top of a non-changing gameplay formula.
Oh look, it
leads
links
to
again.
apathy.
The bosses being simple isn't even my main problem with the dungeon design right now, but it has gotten simpler over the years to make way for the trust system. and I just wanted to talk about that for a second. The real changes
It's a bit cold, is it? It is raining. It is a bit chilly.
I feel need to happen need to take place in the ad phases. We need some mechanics or variants to them, like Variant Dungeon. why I use the word variants. I would be very happy if variant dungeons became the new MSQ.
I kind of agree. They should probably grab the variant dungeon ads and add them to dungeons and make the whole like even finding secrets or like multiple paths. I think that should be a norm in the dungeon. You find like certain paths. Honestly, I think variant dungeons should be the new dungeons. They shouldn't be like a separate variant thing. I like that his video are outside. Yeah, I like them too. They're very refreshing to watch. They're very nice and refreshing to watch. I do agree that they should add, and the ads should definitely hit harder and make people do certain mechanics similar to Criterion, like the ads in the Silda or whatever it's called, the very first variant dungeon, sorry, Criterion dungeon, where you have to go left, right, front, back just to dodge the ads, or in, out, and dodge AoEs on the trees. It would be fun if the ads were a bit more fun to do and not just you DPS a big pile of ads and sometimes you dodge the orange circle underneath. So I kind of get the frustration there. The ads literally just feel like a waste of time. It doesn't matter the variety of the ads. It doesn't matter like if the ad are big or small. Like in the last dungeon, I don't remember the name of it. It's like we fought a behemoth, we fought hobgoblins, we fought some ants, we fought some demons. Such a variety, but they all just amount to just being nothing. You just gather them into a pile and you AoE the fuck out of them. Every time we see this man, he's in the middle of freaking nowhere. He is somewhere where no gamer goes. Okay, you put some fucking respect on this man.
We could even have Criterion take the place of what the original hard modes were supposed to be.
Force and Autumn are the best, though. That's true.
But where you visited an old familiar place with new gear, new bosses, new. It felt new. And it was difficult, and it was supposed to be that. You add better gear, right? Something like that would be great. Now, speeding up the NPC in these dungeons would of course be necessary, since, I mean, speedrunning is the only thing people use dungeons for now. They do leveling roulette.
Either tombstones or speedrunning.
But different paths with different ads and different bosses could really keep the game feeling fresh.
Yeah, replace all dungeons with variant dungeons. That is the solution, I agree. We definitely need that. Maybe not all of them, but at least like every third dungeon, give us like a variant one instead of the usual straightforward one.
I would also...
We need mythic keystones. No, absolutely not. Look, people already log dungeon runs. I know this. They will go as a fucking 3 DPS party. And they will speedrun those. Sometimes even 4 DPS party. They don't need to tank. What the fuck do they need to tank? Dungeons are easy. So yeah, Mythic Plus would just make it boring. They could add Mythic Plus difficulty to specifically the Criterion Dungeons. That could work, but not regular dungeons. No. Problem with different paths is people will want to do only one due to easier, faster. That's true. They will mid-max it. So it also depends on the rewards. Raids are okay, but dungeons are useless. Add an MMO with different path. People would shit on you for wanting to go the longest path for your class quest. Oh yeah.
Really like if these dungeons had optional routes that maybe took longer, but gave more experience, gave extra chest rewards for...
Chest rewards are not going to be a thing. I do agree with more experience. And possibly extra rewards. Something.
People running them for...
But definitely not extra chests.
And let's say these side routes, you have a side route that dead ends into an optional boss. That would be amazing. And you could just ignore that side route if you didn't want to. A good example of just this was the original design of Brayflocks. I know some.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but in that dungeon, people just started skipping bosses. They literally started skipping like some paths just to get the key and run forward. They will even find the shortest way through the like the dungeon area, skipping trash bags. So yeah,
People didn't like Brayflocks for some reason, but it had little side areas where you could go to get chests, or you could ignore them.
yeah.
There was even a special chest hidden behind a coral that dropped a unique ring. That was amazing.
It would be amazing if it was like current content, but these days it's just like there's nothing to get from there for make it like give that dungeon any like relevant longevity. Like sure, getting extra loot is fun. It's amazing to explore, but it's like later on when you're doing dungeons just for tombstones, like they need to add more rewards to tombstones. More rewards to tombstones, increase the cap. So people have a reason to do dungeons other than just, you know, grind your fucking experts and whatnot.
That was when you think about it in that regard, that's a really cool game design, and it's gone now.
The
it's
extra
a
piece
tightrope,
from leveling
and I don't
dungeons
blame
and
the
after
devs
dungeon
for
stores to
how
farm
they
business
balanced
less
it so
fucking
far.
RNG. Yeah,
In
that's
fact,
true.
making the dungeons more accessible is a necessity to the game. I just wish there was more to them, so I didn't just shut my brain off anytime I do leveling roulette. I feel like this is also potentially an answer to all the fucking doomers out there, right? If you want mid-core content.
I gotta sing the Doom song now. Doom, 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 doom,
Fucking gear.
doom, 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 doom.
If we have
Chat, a lot of you don't know, but before Loki or Sin, my online moniker used to be Gur.
Criterion out there as more of a mid-core section to get mid-core gear, right? Something akin to extreme trials weapons, but as gear, and you have a more
GRRR.
difficult dungeon design.
Are you guys too young to remember Invader Zim? The little robot named Gur. G-I-R.
I feel like that
The little robot that was just singing doom 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 doom.
would be great. So that's my rant. Kind of what I wanted to talk about. It's a problem I felt that there's been with the game, and I've been kind of talking about how much I love the game and it's great and that's good. But I felt like it was time that I put out a video about something I wish could change. So, like, subscribe, comment if you liked it. Let me know how you like these videos. Do you want me to like do something different than recording on my lunch break, right in the woods?
No, stay in the forest. I like these videos. They're refreshing to watch.
Hit me up on stream. We're gonna be doing. We're still doing. I still haven't passed Savage, but I try and do Savage party finders quite often. I'm gonna be doing the new Criterion because I really want the weapon upgrade. So hit me up on stream and we can do some stuff together. And until then, I'll see you guys.
Visi norime kuo greičiau.
So anyways, if you don't know Gibbles, he streams. Gibbles Destruct, same on Twitch, I believe. Probably Zappa HQ. Links Kameli. But yeah, check out Gibbles. He's a wonderful person. He's very lovely and very approachable on stream if you want to talk to someone. I do agree with, like, we have so many fucking dungeons in the game. They need to do something with them. They need to either turn the older dungeons or the current dungeons into Criterion instead of making these new fandangled like stories. Or I don't know, like there needs to be more to dungeons. Otherwise, every dungeon has like this much depth, detail, story, so much work put into them. But at the end of the day, they just turn into
The guy in forest with magnificent beard.
Exactly, especially the magnificent beard. But at the end of the day, it just turns out to be just a tombstone grind place. Maybe if you want the minion, but most of the time people barely care about the minion because it drops like once a full moon. But I do agree that dungeons need something to happen with them. Either the tombstones need to change or have more rewards, or the dungeons need to be more interesting. Otherwise, it's like the same fucking formula.